From Neural Newscast, this is Nerfed, where games, culture, and strategy intersect.
Nerfed Pokemon, but in space? I am Vanessa Calderon, and we are looking at a week where the simulation is getting very weird and very rhythmic.
And I'm Marcus Shaw. It's a busy one for the patch note enthusiasts today. If you thought Hello Games was done adding entire genres to their game, you were wrong.
Seriously! As Jamatsu reported, No Man's Sky just dropped the X Arena update, which is version 6.3. We aren't just scanning rocks anymore, Marcus. We are adopting the local fauna and forcing them into simulated turn-based combat. There's an entire arena league now with medals and ranking. It's basically gotta scan 'em all, complete with 8 elemental affinities. You know, it is actually incredible to see how far this has come since 2016. When the game first launched, we were lucky if the creatures even looked like they belonged on the planet they were standing on. Now, with the X Arena, Hello Games has given every single procedural creature a purpose beyond just being a discovery entry in our logs. The 8 elemental affinities are really well thought out, too. You've got things like solar, frost, toxic, and radiation, which you'd expect. But then they've added these more complex types, like void and sentience. Each creature you scan now has a base potential and a set of starting moves. To climb the Arena League, you have to travel between systems, challenging the Star Guides, which are basically this game's version of gym leaders. These NPCs have built these massive, beautiful stadiums on some of the most scenic planets in the galaxy. When you win, you don't just get a pat on the back, you get physical medals that you can display in your base or on your player character's suit. It adds this whole new layer of prestige to exploration. I spent 3 hours yesterday just looking for a solar-type beetle with a specific wing configuration because I heard it had a higher base agility stat. It's a complete game changer for the loop. You're not just looking for the prettiest planet anymore, you're looking for the best training ground. The ranking system is also surprisingly competitive. It's not just against NPCs, there's a whole global leaderboard for the space anomaly. You can register your best team of 3 creatures and see how you stack up against the rest of the community. It's that perfect blend of exploration and tactical competition that I think a lot of people have been craving since the last big creature battling game hit the market. It's massive, it's deep, and it feels like a natural evolution of the companion system they introduced a few years back. The scale of this version 6.3 patch is just another testament to the studio's persistence and their willingness to just go wherever the fans want the game to go. It is not just about survival anymore, it is about building a legacy and a roster of cosmic champions.
Wild! What's wild is the technical depth here. This isn't just a minigame. They've added an egg sequencer for genetic mutations to boost stats like agility and health. And Vanessa, the patch notes mention a 15% rendering performance boost specifically for the Nintendo Switch 2. They're even implementing tiled lighting on PC to save your GPU some sweat. It's an incredibly optimized pivot into tactical combat. The egg sequencer is where the real complexity lies. You can take an egg from one of your favorite creatures and essentially manipulate its genetic code using materials you find across the universe. If you want a creature that hits like a freighter, you feed it high-density carbon and specialized alloys. If you need something that can outspeed a Sentinel drone, you're looking at refined chromatic metal and rare gases. It creates this loop where you're farming for specific materials, not for a base, but to perfect your battle team. And the tech side is just as fascinating. That Switch 2 mention is a huge deal. A 15% boost means they're likely utilizing the new console's specialized tensor cores or updated architecture to handle the increased load of the arena battles, which feature much higher fidelity animations and particle effects than the standard exploration. On the PC side, tiled lighting is a godsend. Instead of the engine having to calculate every light source against every object in the scene, which can be a nightmare on planets with multiple suns or lots of bioluminescent flora, it breaks the frame down into small tiles. It only calculates the lighting for the sources actually within that tile's frustum. It's the kind of optimization that usually comes at the end of a console's life cycle, not in the middle of a continuous update cycle like this. It shows how much Hello Games cares about the player's hardware performance. They're making sure that as the game grows more complex with these arena simulations, it doesn't become unplayable for people on older or more portable systems. It's this weird mix of hardcore RPG mechanics and high-level software engineering that really sets them apart from almost any other developer working today. I think we are looking at the new gold standard for how to maintain a live service game. They keep adding these massive, transformative systems while simultaneously making the base engine run better than it did at launch. It's genuinely a technical miracle what they have done with the engine over the last decade.
I'm just here for the Xeno Prawn and Wandering Shrimp Tank rewards. But if turn-based space crabs aren't your vibe, we actually have a date for the return of a legend. Rhythm Heaven Groove is officially launching on July 2nd. I hope everyone has been practicing their offbeat clapping because those perfect runs are about to ruin some lives again. This is the news I have personally been waiting for since the 3DS era. Rhythm Heaven has such a unique soul, and the fact that we are finally getting a brand new entry on modern hardware is just a dream come true. For those who haven't played it, the series is all about absolute precision. It doesn't use complex button prompts or directional inputs like other rhythm games. It's usually just 1 or 2 buttons, but the timing is incredibly strict. You're doing everything from pulling hair out of onions to playing badminton while flying a plane, all to the beat of some of the catchiest J-pop and electronic music you've ever heard. The Groove subtitle suggests they might be leaning into a more persistent social mode, or perhaps some kind of online battle system, which would be a first for the series. And the rewards I mentioned, the Xeno Prawn and the Wandering Shrimp Tank, are part of a cross-promotion with No Man's Sky. It's such a bizarre crossover, but it works. Imagine trying to hit a perfect double clap while a giant space prawn dances in the background. It's that classic Nintendo weirdness that makes the industry feel alive. July 2nd can't come fast enough. I've already started clearing my schedule for that weekend because I know I'm going to spend the whole time chasing superb ratings on every single stage. It's the kind of game that's easy to pick up, but will have you sweating by the third world. I just hope my neighbors are ready for the sound of me rhythmically tapping my desk at 3 in the morning. The level design in these games is always so clever, using audio cues to teach you the patterns before the visuals even show up. It is a masterclass in game feel and accessibility through sound.
The Rhythm fans have been starving, so July can't come soon enough. Also, keep an eye out next week on April 16th. The indie title Death by Scrolling is finally making the jump to PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch. It's a busy month for console ports and surprise expansions. If you missed this on PC last year, you really missed out on one of the most clever social media satires ever made. It's a horror puzzler where you're literally just scrolling through an endless feed of content, but the feed starts to interact with your physical environment in the game. It's like a digital version of The Ring before the TikTok generation. The console port is being handled by a team that specializes in haptic feedback, so on the PS5, the DualSense is going to be doing some really creepy things. You'll feel the vibration of notifications that aren't actually there, where the resistance in the triggers will change as the algorithm gets more aggressive. It's an incredibly stressful but rewarding experience. Bringing it to Switch is also a smart move because the touchscreen will allow for that natural scrolling motion that made the PC version feel so tactile. Between this and the No Man's Sky update, we're seeing a real trend of games trying to bridge the gap between different genres and platforms. We're in this era where a space sim can be a Pokemon clone, and a horror game can live inside a simulated phone screen. It's a great time to be a gamer, and next week is just the tip of the iceberg for the rest of the spring season. The transition from PC to consoles for indies of this caliber is always a good sign for the health of the industry. It means these unique experimental ideas are reaching a much broader audience than ever before. I cannot wait to see how people react to the final chapter of Death by Scrolling once they have the controller in their hands.
Between creature battles and beat matching, my schedule is officially booked. I am Vanessa Calderon.
I am Marcus Shaw. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. Check out Nerfed.ai for more news. Thanks for listening to Nerfed.
This has been Nerfed on Neural Newscast, where games, culture, and strategy intersect.